All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our skincare and sun safety presentation. My name is Libby Benedict. I'm a skincare expert and NASM certified personal trainer. I have such a passion for health and fitness, and that includes skincare and having healthy skin. So I am super excited to get into this today with you. A little bit about me. I worked under the direction of a dermatologist and plastic surgeon at a medical spa alongside about 12 registered estheticians and learned the best of the best from them. So I am so excited to share what I have learned with you today. So let's get into loving the skin you're in. First off, let's start by feeling your skin, looking at your skin. What do you notice about your skin? So take a look at your hands, your arms, your legs, whatever skin you can see, looking in the mirror, maybe at your face. Notice things about your skin. So when I look at mine, I see a couple little spots on my hand. I could definitely use some hand lotion. My hands are typically pretty dry. So just take a note of your skin and take a second to really appreciate your skin and love your skin, because we all are different. Everyone's skin looks different, but we can all appreciate different things about our skin. So we always want to be aware of what's going on and appreciative of that. So what can our skin tell us? So usually when we think of skin, we're just looking at that outer layer of skin. We may just think, oh, well, I'm breaking out because of something that got on top of my skin, or, oh, I got sunburn, or things like that. But really, our skin can really tell us what's going on from the inside out. So for example, with me, I have a resistance to eggs. So when I eat too many eggs, I get breakouts and I get a rash around my mouth and nose here. So that is my skin telling me that something is not meshing well inside of my body when I'm eating eggs. Same thing with sugar and chocolate. A lot of people who have acne prone skin, when they eat those foods, it shows up on their skin. And it's not just acne either. So let's talk a little bit about this study done in monkeys. So they showed that mother's touch of those monkeys changed the entire epigenetics of the child. So that means that touch, just the touch of our skin, can change the inside, and then the inside is going to reflect that on the outside. So when we're talking about response of the skin, fast nerve cell responses can outrun a Ferrari. So those quick touch responses, but the ones in our skin are actually slow moving, and they go to our emotions. They tell our brains what to feel when we have that touch. So gentle touch gives us a sense of self, a sense of who we are, how we relate to the community and the world. And even thinking about maybe holding your baby when they were little, or when I hold my husband's hand, that touch or that communication skin to skin can really give us a sense of belonging and connection. So skin is very cool in how it does that for us. And then when we talk about some skin illnesses like chickenpox or eczema, psoriasis, dermatitis, hives, things of that nature, all of those things are typically something from the inside out telling us an issue. And since we can't see inside of our bodies, we don't have a camera to dive deep in, we can really use our skin as that first warning sign of maybe, hey, I should get this checked out. Maybe there's a bigger issue here. So something to keep in mind for sure. All right, so what is skin? What does it do for us? So if you didn't know, skin is the largest organ in our body. So it actually makes up 16% of your body weight, which is crazy to think about. But if you think about, we are covered in skin. If we laid it all out, which weird as it sounds, it's 16% of our body weight. And it's also the first line of defense for our body against germs. So during COVID, what do we think about? What's the number one thing that was preached and is still being talked about? Washing your hands, how to wash your hands. I remember when I worked at the medical spa just a few months after COVID started, we actually were posting videos and seeing videos about how to properly wash your hands and make sure you get everything clean, because it's stuck on your skin. When you wash it off, that can really help. Your skin also makes vitamin D, which is really helpful in supporting your bones and your muscles. And we get that from the sun. And we'll talk a little bit more about how to be safe in the sun in just a minute. And then also touch is the first sense response developed in utero. So it's really cool to think about the fact that that's the first thing that babies develop in utero. And so again, when you have that skin to skin with a baby or a little kid's holding your hand, that's really helping develop and change them. So that's super cool. And then roles of the skin, it protects your insides, of course. So if we didn't have our skin, we'd be all out over the floor, right? It helps us stay intact, but it's also protecting those insides. And then it's also regulating your body temperature. So when you sweat, that is your body's response to being too hot, and that's how it's cooling down your body. So sweat is coming out of your pores and cooling your body down. Just the same with goosebumps. So when you get all those little goosebumps, that's your body trying to hold in that heat and keep your body warm. So if you didn't know that, that's the point of why we sweat and why we get goosebumps. And then your skin also allows you to experience the world around you. So without that protective skin, without that protective layer, we wouldn't be able to go out to different places, to an amusement park and sit on a ride, or go to a restaurant and sit in a booth and have your food. It really helps us be able to experience the world around us. So very, very important part of our bodies. So diving into a little bit more of the science side of skin. So talking about the three layers, the epidermis, the dermis, and the hypodermis. When we think of skin, most of us probably think of this layer that we can see, right? Skin is just what we're covered in, but actually there's three layers of it. So the skin that we can see is that upper layer epidermis. You can see right here at the top, those are hair follicles coming out of the top layer. The epidermis, again, is that outer layer. It's actually replaced every 4 weeks. So kind of like a snake sheds its skin, we're also always shedding skin cells. So if you have dry skin like me, I have very, very dry skin, you might notice you have some flaking skin, which is very normal, but people with dry skin do tend to notice it a little bit more when we haven't put our moisturizer on and things like that. But everyone sheds their skin cells about every 4 weeks. And this epidermis forms a tight barrier on the outer layer of your skin, which helps to identify invaders and alerts the immune system response. So maybe there's some germs, a disease, something on the top of your skin. It actually alerts your immune system, which is really, really cool. And then melanocytes are in the epidermis as well, which gives us that color. It contains the melanin, which gives our skin its color. Fun fact, all people actually have the same number of melanin and melanocytes, but the color varies by size and the way that the cells spread out. So if you have a darker skin complexion versus lighter, the melanin cell number is the same, but how it's working for you is different. So that's really fun. And then the next layer is that dermis. So one layer under the skin that we can see. All of our glands, our blood vessels, and things like that occur in this dermis. Depending on your body temperature, blood vessels can expand and contract according to what your nerves are telling you. So when we think about everything our body does for us, we know there's digestion and our heart's pumping and we're breathing without thinking about it. But our skin is also really working a lot of systems without us even thinking about it. And then 25% of your body's blood flows through your skin here. So again, this is the area where we're thinking about goosebumps and sweat. This is occurring in that dermis and popping it up to the epidermis through our pores and things of that nature. So really, really cool. And then that third deep, deep layer is the hypodermis, and that is the fatty tissue that helps to absorb shock and pressure to the body. So maybe think about being a little kid and falling off your bike and you bump down onto the road, but you spring back up because you have that hypodermis, that fatty tissue, which absorbs that shock. Or, as an adult, maybe you slip and fall and it's super embarrassing, but again, you're able to get up, you're okay, because that fatty tissue has absorbed a lot of that shock. So super, super cool that our skin is doing this and we don't even think about it. So a little true or false question for you. True or false, healthy skin is void of all blemishes. Think about that for a second. Think about what you've seen, what you've read, what you've heard. Think in your mind, what is your answer, true or false? If you said false, that is correct. So healthy skin can have blemishes. It can have psoriasis, spots, dermatitis, things of that nature. I have been very passionate about skincare for years now, and I've done so much research, worked with some of the best estheticians and dermatologists, and I would consider myself a skincare expert, as I said, but no matter how much I take care of my skin, I still get breakouts. I still get keratosis pilaris, which are those bumps on the back of my arms. And it happens. No matter if we take care of our skin the best we can, things still happen. If you have an autoimmune disorder, disease like psoriasis, it's going to pop out no matter what you're doing. So just something to think about. Your skin isn't necessarily unhealthy if you have blemishes and spots and things like that. All right, so talking about our skin thickness here. So taking a look at these three pictures, you've got hands and feet, you've got your eyes and your eyelids and your fingertip. Take a moment to kind of think about where you think the thickest skin on our body is and the thinnest skin. It may be a hint in these three pictures, but think about that for a second in your mind, thinking about the skin that you have on your body. What would you say is the thickest and thinnest? If you are thinking that your feet and hands are the thickest skin, that is correct. So the layers on our hands and feet, the skin there can be up to 5 millimeters thick. So in comparison, the thinnest skin is the skin around our eyes, which can actually be just 0.4 millimeters thick. So quite a big difference there. If you think about running on hot pavement in the summer, you're able to do that on the skin on your feet, right? But if the skin on your feet was the same as under your eyes and your eyelids, you would burn immediately. You would never be able to do that because it's not that protective. It's not that thick, tough skin. So keeping that in mind, our skin on our body is variable. It changes depending on the location of our skin, which is really cool that we're made to be able to endure different things depending on what part of our body it's on. Again, with the palms of your hands, thinking about if you accidentally touch a hot pan and you pull your hand away, your hand is typically okay because it's a little bit thicker skin there. So pretty cool. And then fingertips. I've got that picture of a fingertip here because each tip of your finger actually has 2,500 nerve receptors just on one fingerprint there. So whenever you're touching something, each finger, like if you were touching finger to finger, that's 5,000 nerve receptors. So that's why we're able to identify textures and temperature with our fingers because there's so many nerve receptors there. So such a cool fact. All right, so going into thinking about the seasons, I live in South Carolina. So right now it is hot, it's muggy, it's obviously very warm here. And then we also have winter. I'm actually from Pennsylvania. So I went to Penn State University and crawling across campus in that harsh weather and wind and those -degree weather, it was a tough time, right? But the weather actually can change our skin. So take a second, think about what happens to your skin in the winter and what happens to your skin in the summer. How does your skin vary? What might you notice? What different products are you using? For me, in the summer, if you were thinking sunburn, if you were thinking oily, maybe on your T-zone or your face, those are definitely things that we all experience, especially if you live in a warm climate in the summer, which most of us do. So in the summertime, our main thing that we're protecting from is the sun, sunburns, those UVA and UVB rays. So you want to be really, really careful with that. Of course, if your skin's a little bit more oily, you might want to use a lighter moisturizer versus a heavier moisturizer. In the winter, I know I use a very thick emulsifying moisturizer, whereas in the summer, I'm still hydrating my skin, of course, and moisturizing, but it's just a little bit lighter. On the flip side, in the winter, what do we think happens? For me and for most people, you get chapped skin. Windburn can happen, especially if you're really, really cold, like in Pennsylvania. In Hilton Head, South Carolina, it's a little bit different, but in Pennsylvania, those winds can burn your skin, burn your cheeks, your nose, your lips, your chin. So making sure you're covering your face if you live in a climate like that. It's also drying and cracking on the skin. So I know my hands in the winter, I have to just reapply hand lotion because I get really, really dry skin. Remember, we talked about our skin being that first barrier against things, that first protection for our body. If your hands are anywhere on your body cracking, the skin is cracking, that's actually opening up your body to being a little bit more defenseless, because when you don't have that perfect layer of skin, if you're cracking or bleeding and things like that, that opens up the way for the germs to get in. So you really want to be moisturizing heavily in the winter especially if you have dry skin. And then thinking about when the weather is a little bit warmer, we're maybe walking on the beach a lot, or we're out in fields or grass or dirt, things like that, you might actually notice that your feet are a little bit smoother because you're getting a natural exfoliation from the earth, from the sand, which isn't a bad thing because remember, we do shed our skin cells about every 4 weeks. So exfoliation can definitely be healthy, but you want to make sure you're moisturizing your feet if they are getting a little bit dry. So talking about other things that can impact our skin. So I mentioned COVID a little bit ago, but let's kind of talk more in depth about that. So we are washing our hands a ton, especially last year, probably still this year. And we're also using hand sanitizer, right? We're sanitizing every time I get in my car, hand sanitizer, no matter what. Hand sanitizer is amazing for killing germs because it's alcohol-based. It's meant to kill those germs, but alcohol is also extremely drying on our skin, especially those hands when we're using it so often. So you really want to make sure that you are moisturizing your hands, that you're washing at home with a soap that has some moisturizing ingredients and things like that, just so you're not super drying your hands. And of course, again, cracking those knuckles or getting cracked skin that will prevent from healing. Next, in the middle there, pools. So we love to jump in the pool in the summer. It's such a great, refreshing thing, but most pools have chlorine in them, and chlorine can be very stripping on the skin, very, very drying, and on our hair as well. So when you're out of the pool, once you've had your pool day, you want to make sure that you are washing your skin with a nice moisturizing body wash, and then moisturizing your skin after the shower as well. It doesn't have to be anything heavy, anything light is good, but making sure you're getting that chlorine off your skin is super important. And then that final picture, cleaning products, right? So especially with COVID, we've all been cleaning probably a little bit more than we used to, and even before, cleaning products are around, right? So it's great to get those cleaning products to disinfect your surfaces and clean your home and your car and things of that nature, but they can also be really damaging to our skin if we're not covering our hands when we're wiping and when we're cleaning. So if you can, try to wear gloves on your hand when you're cleaning. I bought a pair at Walmart for like $2, so they don't have to be anything fancy, but just making sure that you're covering your hands, and a reusable glove is great. Other things that can affect our skin, pollution. So pollution, anytime we step outside, we're probably experiencing even a small amount of pollution. So you want to make sure that when you get home from your day, you're washing anything off, chlorine, pollution, dirt, grime, sweat, things like that, to really make sure your skin is its healthiest. All right, so talking about this really cool study that was done on a Dutch Marine. This is the same man in all 3 photos. And taking a look at the first and the last photo, 2 questions for you. Number 1, how long do you think it has been in between these 2 pictures? If you're taking a look at all of his features, his wrinkles, his eyes, his mouth, how long do you think it's been between them? And then once you have that answer, taking a look at him and figuring out, why did you give that answer? What parts of his face, what features have changed? What aspects of his face are looking different that make you think that amount of time? I'll give you a second to kind of look over it and think that through. All right, so the answer here is just 1 year. 1 year between that first and final photo, and then the middle one was taken about 6 months in. If that's shocking any of you, it definitely shocked me when I first saw this study. The whole point of this study was to show how stress affects our bodies. And going back to what I said before about our skin telling us things from within, this is definitely an example of that, mixed with external factors. So any stressor can show up on our skin first. And I think a lot of us in today's day and age, we're go, go, go. If we're stressed, we kind of push it to the side. It's just stress, right? It'll pass. But stress can actually have an extremely damaging effect on our bodies and on our skin, on our face, and the rest of us. So when you were thinking about what factors had changed, look at his forehead wrinkles, super deep set wrinkles that some of us may not even get that far along in 5-10 years, right? So in just 1 year, how deep set his wrinkles are, his eyes, more wrinkles, darker, deep set on the under eye, around his mouth, his smile line area, his chin, his lips are sagging. So really, really showing you how stress plays a role. Of course, he was out in the sun. He was deployed in Afghanistan during this year. So a lot of stress on his body, the sun, which obviously ages and stresses our skin, and sun damage. You can see there might be a little bit more freckling going on from the first picture to the second and third. And then of course, the elements. So he was probably out in a lot of dirt and grime and polluted air. So really, really interesting to see how 1 year can change your skin when you are stressed, extremely stressed, and then not really taking care of your skin. So we never want to dismiss stress. A lot of the time will show up on our skin first. I know, like I said, I have acne prone skin, and whenever I'm too stressed, I'm not getting enough sleep, I definitely start to break out, and I need to take a step back and say, all right, what do I need to prioritize? So we all can prioritize something a little bit more to help us relax and reset. A little quote here: taking care of your skin is more important than covering it up. So I think sometimes we feel the need to put on makeup every single day, cover up our skin with clothes, maybe if you have something going on your arms or your legs or your back. And when we prioritize taking care of our skin from the inside out and product wise, your skin can really be the star of the show. I don't know about you guys, but if you've ever had a compliment on your skin, it is such a great feeling because you know that you look healthy and you feel your best. So really taking the time, even just 5 minutes in the morning and at night, and prioritizing your nutrition and your movement and your sleep can really, really make a difference, so that instead of covering up your skin every day, you can let it shine through and really speak for you. All right, so talking about skin types, I've written out some skin types here: normal, dry, oily, combination, sensitive, acne prone. So do you know your skin type? Reflect a little bit, see, do you know your skin type? Do you know the products for you? Do you know how to best take care of your skin? If you do not, here is a little test for you to do to figure out what your skin type is. So first, you're going to wash your face with warm, not hot water, because hot water can be damaging to our skin. And you're going to use a gentle cleanser to cleanse your skin. If you don't have one or you don't know where to start, I recommend CeraVe or CeraVe, which I can put in the chat at the end of this. And that's a very gentle one. They have options for dry, oily, combination, acne prone, all different types of skin. It's dermatologist recommended products. And don't apply any products to your face after you wash your face. So pat your skin dry gently with a towel, and then don't apply any products to your face for about an hour. Then take note of what your skin looks and feels like. So if your skin is feeling greasy and looks greasy or wet, you probably have oily skin. If it's feeling really dry and tight, which is definitely what mine does when I don't put on any moisturizer after I wash my face, then you definitely have dry skin. If there's not really any difference before and after, if there's nothing really to note, then your skin is probably normal. So not really any issues going on. If you're greasy in your T-zone, which is this center of the face here, but dry in other places like your cheeks, then you probably have combination skin. And then if you have redness, dryness, irritation, things of that nature, you're probably sensitive or acne prone if you have any spots as well. So doing that little test, of course, it's not scientifically sound and things like that, but it really has been shown to help people at least somewhat get an idea of what their skin looks like. And then if you're really not sure, definitely go see a dermatologist or an esthetician, and they can help you figure that out so you can be using the best products for your skin. Here's another little true or false question for you, get you thinking. Based on what you've seen and what you know, do you think that you can shrink your pore size? Think about that for just a second. I'm very curious. What do you think? The answer is false. So a lot of media and a lot of companies will tell you that, yes, use this product or get this treatment to shrink your pore size. But in reality, humans have to have pores, right? And you're actually stuck with the pore size that you have. So if you have larger pores or more visible pores around your nose or in your forehead, you can do things to temporarily change the appearance of your pores. So a pore filling primer or a product, things like that, but you can't actually change the real size of your pores. And something to note, when you see a really up close picture of someone online from a company or a model or something like that, and they just have airbrush skin. It looks like they have no pores. That's simply not real life, right? We need our pores. Pores are so important. They keep us alive. Quite literally, if we didn't have our pores, we wouldn't be able to sweat. We wouldn't be able to have goosebumps or regulate our body temperature. So love your pores. Know that you can't change their size, but if you are self-conscious about them, there are little things that you can do to make them appear smaller. All right, so talking about a skincare routine. A very basic skincare routine would just be wash your face and moisturize, but I want to get a little bit more into it because these are some products that can really help change your skin. So in the morning, this doesn't have to take long, like I said before, just maybe 5 minutes, but you want to wash your face. So washing your face in the morning and at night helps ensure that you're removing any dirt and grime, maybe from the day, SPF and makeup from the day. But in the morning, think about at night. You're laying your face on the pillow. You're probably sweating a little bit throughout your sleep. You know, there are things that can get on your face. So washing your face in the morning is really important, but making sure you have the correct face wash for your skin type. So going back to what we just talked about, your skin type matters, and the products that you use on your skin are really important to make sure that you're balanced and treating your skin the way it should be. So wash your face, again, warm water, gentle cleanser, pat dry, and then a vitamin C. So vitamin C is an antioxidant, which means that it actually protects your skin from damaging free radicals in the environment, from UV exposure. So it's really important in the protection of your skin. And then aesthetically, it also helps to even your skin tone, promotes collagen production, which is that tightness of our skin, and it plays a role in anti-aging. So vitamin C is a really, really great product to incorporate into your skincare routine. There are more expensive options and less expensive options. It's really up to you. If you're looking for an inexpensive one, I really enjoyed the Naturium brand by Susan Yara. It's sold at Target and at drugstores. So it's not very expensive, but it is a really, really good one with great ingredients. So that's a good product. And then a moisturizer, again, just like with the face wash, making sure that you find a moisturizer that is good for your skin type. So again, I love CeraVe or CeraVe, very gentle products, but they a lot of the time have ceramides in them, which are really, really moisturizing and hydrating. They have really clean ingredients, no fragrance, which is really important because it can irritate the skin, and dermatologists recommend it again. So I love CeraVe. That's what I use for my face wash and my moisturizers. And then sunscreen. So if you're not using sunscreen every day, shame, shame. Everyone should be using sunscreen no matter what skin tone or type you have. Now, I used to be someone who did not wear sunscreen because it always broke me out. I hated the feeling of it, etc. But you really do have to kind of trial and error and find a sunscreen that works best for you, because sunscreen should be worn every day. Sunny day, cloudy day, you know the drill. Protection and prevention is key. So that sun coming on our skin, the UVB and UVA rays, not only are they damaging to our actual skin cancer is real. Anyone can get skin cancer, and we will talk about that in just a minute. But not only is it dangerous for our skin, but also aesthetically, it's very aging to our skin. The sun can give us, you know, sunspots and wrinkles and things like that. It can really make our skin look dull and lifeless. So sunscreen for safety and then for looks as well is very, very important. So with the moisturizer and sunscreen, trying to find something hydrating for your skin. I love Elta MD sunscreens. Again, dermatologist recommended, very clean ingredients, and they have options for acne-prone skin, tinted and non-tinted. They have really, really beautiful sunscreens that don't feel nasty or greasy on the skin, don't look awful. So again, I can put that in the chat at the end here, but Elta MD is a really, really great brand with a lot of options. So then when we're talking about the evening, again, using a face wash that's going to remove any makeup, dirt, grime, things that you've accumulated on your skin over the day. Even if you're sitting at home, you're still accumulating things on your face that you do not want to sleep in. You don't want to put your head on your pillow, rub it on your pillow for the next night, things like that. So washing your face with that gentle face wash. Ladies, if you are wearing makeup, make sure that you're actually cleansing twice, because the first cleanse is going to mix with everything and you're going to rinse it off, but then your skin hasn't been cleansed. You just removed your makeup. So then cleansing that second time is really going to cleanse your skin, and then you're patting your face dry. and retinol. So retinol at night is such a great thing to add into your skincare routine. Just like vitamin C, it is actually going to help protect and neutralize free radicals on your skin. So very important there. Retinol, retinoids, they're a vitamin A, so derived from vitamin A. It actually increases your skin cell turnover, which helps to reveal healthier, more bright skin. If you're someone that struggles with your skin always looking kind of dull or feeling rough, retinol can really, really help with that. So you can get that over the counter. Again, CeraVe, and Naturium at Target have great retinol products, but you can also get it through your dermatologist if you want a little bit more of a pure brand, which can be up to preference. Retinol is also very, very good for fighting acne because it does skin cell turnover. So it helps clear up the acne faster. It brightens that dull skin, reduces fine lines and wrinkles by increasing the production of collagen within your skin and firming your skin. So again, it's protecting your skin. It's an important thing for that. And then on the aesthetic side, it is really good as well. And then make sure you're finishing with a moisturizer here that is good for your skin type. So all great products to add into your skincare routine, especially if you don't have one. You can always go out, ask your dermatologist or esthetician if you're not sure which products to get, and then start doing your routine. All right, so talking about the different types of sunscreen. So like I said before, I was someone who hated wearing sunscreen and I never wanted to because I didn't find the right one for me. So hopefully this can kind of give you an idea of what might be right for you. So on the left side there, mineral and physical sunscreens. These form a physical barrier on top of your skin and it reflects the rays of the sun away from your skin. So it's kind of like wearing something on your skin that's going to reflect away. The only two FDA approved sunscreen ingredients for mineral and physical are zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. So if you're going to get a mineral or physical sunscreen, make sure that those ingredients are in there. These are great for daily and prolonged wear of sunscreen. So if you know that you're going to be out on the beach all day long, you're still wanting to reapply about every 2 hours, but it is really great for prolonged if you maybe can't get to your sunscreen. And they're really good for intense sun exposure because of their broad spectrum protection against both UVA and UVB and the fact that they are on top of the skin. So to get the most out of your mineral or physical sunscreens, make sure you use them as directed and apply a generous amount to all of the parts of your skin that are going to be exposed to the sun. So then chemical sunscreens are going to actually penetrate that top epidermis layer of the skin, and they're going to absorb the sun's rays before they can damage and harm the skin. So physical and mineral reflecting the rays, chemical absorbing the rays. And these ingredients can include oxybenzone, homosalate, those kinds of things. You don't really have to worry too much about it. Most chemical sunscreens do have that in there. And depending on the formulation, they may actually be easier to rub into your skin. So if you're someone that doesn't want to sit there and just keep rubbing and the white cast is there, sometimes chemical sunscreens are a little bit easier to rub into your skin. And then they should also be applied as directed, of course, and in plenty of amounts to make sure you're covering everything that's going to be in the sun. Anything that has been labeled broad spectrum, that's a super important term with sunscreen. If your sunscreen is not broad spectrum, that means it's not protecting against the UVA and the UVB rays, and you need protection from both. So it really depends on your skin type, which one feels better for you, but you want to make sure that no matter which one you get, it says UVA or UVB protection or that broad spectrum for both. So physical sunblock tends to be a little bit less irritating. It's a better fit for sensitive skin. I really love the physical sunscreen from Elta MD. Like I said, that's a really good one for my sensitive acne prone skin. And it can typically be more moisturizing on the skin. So if you have dry skin, it's a really, really great option for you. If you have oily skin, it might feel a little bit too heavy for you. So it can be difficult to blend in. But new brands do offer matte and tinted versions. So again, just trying whichever one works best for you. And then chemical sunscreens are a really great option if you're going to be swimming, if you're going to be, playing tennis outside or getting sweaty, playing sports outside. It's a really great option for you. It also absorbs quicker into the skin. So if you're someone that wants to rub it in and go, chemical might be a good one for you. And then making sure that it's SPF 30 or more. That's really, really important. That's going to be the best coverage for you. Also making sure it's fragrance free and non-comedogenic, which means it won't clog your pores. If you're someone that has acne-prone, sensitive skin, non-comedogenic is a huge, huge thing for you to make sure your skin isn't irritated or breaking out from your sunscreen, because if it's doing that, you won't want to wear it. So making sure you find one non-comedogenic, oil-free, paraben-free, SPF of at least 30 or more, and fragrance-free. So those are the different types of sunscreen. And again, I recommend Elta MD. All right, we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but true or false, you only need sunscreen on sunny days. It is false. Let me tell you, you can get damage from the sun on even the cloudiest of days. Maybe some of you have gotten a sunburn on a cloudy day. I did in high school. I was shocked because I didn't know anything about skincare at the time. But I played a game of rugby outside and I was sunburned when I got home, which was crazy because it was cloudy. So remembering you need sunscreen on every single day, fall, winter, summer, spring, cloudy or sunny, please just wear your sunscreen, protect the skin that you're in. All right, so talking a little bit about some CDC guidelines for skin and sun safety. Using broad spectrum sunscreen that protects, like I said, against UVA and UVB rays and reapplying every 2 hours. So it's really important to not just throw your sunscreen on in the morning and go. You want to make sure, especially if you're going to be out in direct sun, like at the beach or the pool, that you are reapplying your sunscreen, because sunscreen is not meant to cover you all day long. It's not formulated that way. So make sure you're reapplying. About a shot glass amount for your whole body, and then about a quarter to 1 teaspoon for your face. It's really dependent on how big your face is, right? So if you have a smaller face or a smaller head, you're going to need less sunscreen. Just making sure that your entire face is covered is the most important thing. Rubbing it in nice. Don't forget your neck and your chest. And then of course the rest of your body. And then covering up. So if sunscreen isn't going to do it for you, or you know you're going to be out for a long time and can't reapply your sunscreen, wear a hat, wear a visor, wear a sun shirt that has, that SPF, UVB, UVA protection built into it is really, really important. Also avoiding high sun times of the day, right? So usually that's between 10 and 4. Check your local weather to make sure that the UV index isn't different, but with that really high UV index, that's the most susceptible time to get a sunburn and to get sun damage. So trying not to be outside between those times of 10 and 4 is really important. And then also making sure you can find shade, periodically go into the shade, and drink a lot of water. Dehydrated skin is not as protected as hydrated skin. So make sure you're having enough water throughout the day for your body and for your skin. And then also sunglasses that block against UVA and UVB is really important, that broad spectrum sunglass protection, because your eyes can also get burned. So don't forget about your eyes. And then thinking about our most missed areas. So our lips, our ears. Oh, my ears, the poor things have been roasted one too many times. So don't forget your ears, the tops of your feet and your hands, your scalp, your shoulders, and the back of your neck. So when you're putting on your sunscreen, take a note of that. What have I maybe missed? Make sure you get all those areas. And then also you can get burns any time of the year, just like I said. So fall, spring, winter, summer, any season you can get a burn. So be really, really careful. And then also if you're doing outdoor activities, provide breaks. So, if you are playing sports outside, that's so fun. And we love that. Being active outdoors is great, but make sure you are taking breaks in between to have your water and to reapply your sunscreen. All right, so how does sunburn happen? The simple answer, UVA and UVB rays, right? So UVA rays cause skin aging and wrinkling and contribute to skin cancer. So if you think of the A in UVA, aging, right? It really ages our skin, and UVA rays pass through the ozone layer and make up the majority of our sun exposure. So that's UVA. UVB is what really can be causing those sunburns, cataracts, which is the clouding of your eye lens, that can really contribute to that. And it also has an effect on our immune system. So even better reason to not lay out in the sun all day unprotected. We want to protect our skin and our immune system. And then of course, UVB rays also contribute to skin cancer and melanoma, which is associated with severe UVB burns before the age of 20. So I'm 27 almost. I definitely got some severe burns before the age of 20. So if you're not there yet, or if you have kids, really, really make sure that they're protecting their skin, because that's what can really up the chance of skin cancer, which is of course not what we want here. And sun exposure can also damage your eyes, like I mentioned. want to make sure you're protecting your eyes with sunglasses because even one day in extreme sun can burn your cornea, which is that outer clear membrane layer of the eye. So you really, really want to be careful. Of course, sun exposure over time can lead to those cataracts and blurred vision later. So your eyes can really get damaged from the sun as well. So try to protect those. And then also thinking about if you have a boat or if you're on the water, in the pool, whatever, you may be on concrete as well. The sun actually reflects up from those things. So maybe you've ever looked at water and it's sunny and it's like blinding you. That's actually reflecting those strong rays back onto you. So especially be careful if you're going to be out over some sort of water or on concrete. And then some sunburn care. So if we do happen to get that dreaded sunburn, here are some ways that you can take care of your skin to help heal that a little bit more quickly. So a cool, not cold bath. If you go into a cold bath, that's going to shock your skin. It's going from really hot to really cold. That's not the best for your skin. So a cool bath, or gently apply a cool wet compress to the skin and help ease the pain of that. That's really going to help you with the heat from the sunburn. Also, you can apply aloe vera gel over any sunburn areas. With your aloe vera gel, make sure that you're getting pure aloe or as close to it as possible. There are a lot of products out there that like the green gel in the bottles. If you actually look at the ingredients, aloe a lot of the time isn't even the first ingredient, or there's like 20 ingredients with it. So try to make sure that when you buy aloe, you look at the ingredients before you purchase it and make sure it's as clean as possible so you're actually getting the great strong benefits from that aloe. Then you can also use a moisturizing cream or lotion to rehydrate your skin, especially if there's any itching. Again, dry skin is most susceptible to damage. And if you have dry sunburned skin, it's definitely going to be itchy and peeling. So make sure you're not picking at it, but you're just applying a nice hydrating lotion or cream over top. And then for more seriously sunburned areas in kids over 2 years old, you can apply a thin layer of that 1% hydrocortisone cream to help with the pain if it's more extreme. But don't use petroleum-based products because they actually prevent excess heat from escaping. So you don't want to keep all that sunburn heat in there. It really needs to breathe and get that heat out. So just be careful it's not a petroleum-based product like Vaseline. And then finally, avoid first aid products that contain benzocaine because that can actually have skin irritation and allergy reactions. So just make sure you're looking at the ingredients for that. All right, another true or false, getting a base tan helps protect you from burning. Have you heard of this? Do you believe this? Do you not believe this? What do you think? The answer is false. So if you've ever been going on a vacation and you thought, well, in order to get my skin ready and protect my skin, I'll get my base tan, right? No, so any form of tanning is actually damage to your skin. And when you start to tan, it's your skin trying to protect itself. So it's spreading out those melanin cells and trying to protect the damage that's occurring. So any form of tan from the sun or from a tanning bed is damage, whether it's a sunburn or just a tan. So if you really want to get tan, I know I love having that tan skin in the summer, but I always do a fake tan. So I'll do like a mousse or a cream that brings a really nice tan. And again, trial and error, which ones you like best. But if you really want to be tan, please don't lay in the tanning beds or lay out in the sun all day. It really is damaging your skin now and for your future. So see if you can do it a different way. All right, and then talking about what does skin cancer look like? So if you're not aware, these are the signs of skin cancer, carcinoma, things of that nature. A bump that's smooth, pale, shiny, waxy, a bump that's firm and red, a bump that or sore that bleeds or develops a crust or scab and doesn't heal, a red or brown patch that's rough and scaly, and then a flat red spot that's rough, dry, or scaly and is usually itchy or tender. So keep an eye out for that. And then this is going to show you that A, B, C, D, keep that in mind. A, asymmetry, one half is unlike the other. B, for border, irregular, scalloped, or poorly defined border. So it's not that nice circular mole type of thing. C, color, it's varied from one area to another. It's different shades of tan, brown, black, sometimes white, red, or blue. So you want to be really careful of that. And then D, diameter, larger than 6 millimeters, approximately the size of the diameter of a pencil eraser. So really keep that in mind. If you have a spot, please, please, please go see your dermatologist. It's not worth waiting. Even if it's something you think maybe, maybe not, definitely get it checked out. And also make sure you're seeing your dermatologist once a year for your yearly skin check. A lot of insurance will cover that once per year because it is for skin health. So make sure you're scheduling that every year. It is very, very important for your skin health. All right, and then talking about some extra things that you can add into your skincare routine to kind of bump up the process if you want to. So first of all, we've got facial massage and gua sha. So your options here, you don't have to buy something really expensive. Here is my gua sha stone, right? I got this on Amazon in a pack with my roller here. Gua sha is a traditional Eastern Asian practice that essentially translates to scraping the skin in English. And this was kind of developed from a full body, vigorous detoxifying treatment, which just scraped the skin and really helped bring circulation to face, neck, body, décolleté, etc. Now, a lot of people are just doing it for the face and neck. So this is what my stone looks like. There are different shapes and things like that, but basically, you are stimulating and encouraging lymphatic flow throughout your body. You're increasing circulation, which is, of course, great. And then it can also sometimes help to smooth and lift the skin. It may not be a permanent solution, but it is a really nice option. So for gua sha, what you're going to do, make sure your skin is not dry. You want to have some sort of skin oil or serum so that it's not tugging on your skin. You want it to be nice and smooth. So you can bring it up your cheekbones like this. You're going to apply gentle, firm pressure. You can do this along your jawline. You can flip it over and do it up like this. I also really, really enjoy using this for my neck because I do get migraines and tension headaches. And gua sha can actually help with that. So because you are pushing tension out of the body. So for example, on your neck, you would take the stone here and apply pressure upwards on your neck, on both sides, on the back of your neck, and that can really help alleviate that tension and that pain. So I really enjoy doing that. And again, gentle pressure, and it's not very expensive. I think these were like $12.99 together. So you've got your gua sha, and then you also can use a rose quartz roller, any type of roller. Again, here's mine, not very expensive, but these stay cold. So in the morning, if you're really puffy or if your skin's not looking quite right, you can use this again very gently to roll under the eye area, along your face. And again, that's really going to promote that lymphatic drainage, that puffiness in the skin, circulation of the skin, which is really important for your blood flow and swelling. So those are really, really great options. And then dry brushing on the other side here. Here is my dry brush. Again, this one is very cheap. I got it from Target. It's an Eco Tools brand. And dry brushing is a really, really cool technique where you basically are promoting circulation throughout your body again, and it's also really great for skin exfoliation. The bristles of the brush are a little bit firm, but they're still going to bend, so you're not scraping your skin or causing bleeding or anything like that. You're going to dry brush maybe 1 to 2 times per week, no more than that, because it's really it can be too much on your skin, especially if you have sensitive skin. So you want to wash your brush also every couple of weeks to make sure there's no buildup, and just use like a nice gentle soap. And what you're going to do is you're going to brush towards your heart. So you're going to start on your legs. You're going to do big circular motions here, big long strokes, and you're always going upwards towards the heart. Then on your stomach, you're going to do the same thing, brushing up towards your heart. Once you get to your arms, you're going to start on the outside and bring it in just like that. Doing it all over on the neck, you're going to bring it down towards the heart just like that. Again, this is going to boost circulation. It aids in your lymphatic drainage. It exfoliates dead skin, which is great, and it can improve the appearance of your skin. So once you're done dry brushing, it's best to do it before you shower, because you are going to have some dead skin cells coming up, and that cannot be the most pleasant. So once you finish dry brushing, hop in the shower, wash off, take your normal shower, and then make sure you moisturize afterwards. Super, super important. After you exfoliate your face or your body in any way, you really want to make sure that you're moisturizing with a great moisturizer so your skin isn't irritated or breaking or anything like that, because it's super important to keep our skin moisturized, as we've talked about. And that is everything that I have for you today. I really hope that you learned something here and you took away some of this information. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Our social media is right here on Facebook, Instagram, and it's at Be More Health Coaching. And then again, my name is Libby. You can find me again on our website, bemorehealthcoaching.com. And I hope again that you really enjoyed this and you have an amazing day. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye-bye.